This tribute celebrates the remarkable journey of Rev Jerome T Siakor, who has faithfully served as an AWANA missionary for over 40 years. His dedication to children's ministry in Liberia and beyond has impacted countless lives through years of war, displacement, and rebuilding. Jerome first encountered AWANA in 1980 through Pastor John Gay of Calvary Baptist Church in Kakata, Liberia's first AWANA missionary. He soon became the first AWANA commander at Hope Baptist Church in Samay, Bong County, the third registered AWANA church in Liberia. In 1981, Jerome was appointed as Liberia's first volunteer training coordinator, a position he would hold through the outbreak of civil unrest and beyond, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to children's ministry. Around 1982, his vision extended beyond AWANA when he co-founded the Bong Baptist Youth Organization, serving as its first president. This group would later evolve into the National Baptist Youth Council, expanding its impact throughout Liberia. Throughout the 1980s, Jerome worked tirelessly to establish AWANA clubs across Liberia, training leaders and introducing children to Christ through this effective ministry program. As political tensions rose in the early 1990s, Jerome continued serving faithfully, even as the First Liberian Civil War began to escalate across the country. In 1993, as violence engulfed Liberia, Jerome and his family were forced to relocate to Accra, Ghana. Rather than viewing this as a setback, he immediately connected with AWANA Ghana and began serving with the West Africa Regional Office. It's worth noting that AWANA had spread from Liberia to Ghana in 1984 through Mary Anno, a Presbyterian working with the Ministry of Hope. Jerome's arrival strengthened this growing ministry. During his years as a refugee in Ghana, Jerome continued training leaders and expanding AWANA's reach throughout West Africa, turning personal hardship into regional ministry opportunity. In 1999, Jerome and his wife Cecilia were officially appointed as AWANA missionaries to Liberia, recognizing their unwavering dedication despite years of displacement. Returning to Liberia in 1999, Jerome and Cecilia breathed new life into AWANA, rebuilding what had been lost during the war years. Their return brought renewed hope to churches and children across the country. During this brief period of peace, Jerome forged a vital partnership between the Association of Baptists for World Evangelism, ABWE, USA, and the African Fundamental Baptist Mission in Gbarnga. This collaboration would yield lasting fruits in medical ministry, evangelism, and church planting. Jerome began the challenging work of re-establishing AWANA programs in churches that had been devastated by war, training new leaders and reconnecting with former ones. Tragically, the Second Liberian Civil War erupted in 2002, forcing Jerome and his family to flee once again to Ghana. Despite this second displacement, Jerome's commitment to ministry never wavered. From Ghana, he continued to coordinate limited AWANA activities in the parts of Liberia where it was safe to operate, refusing to let the ministry collapse completely. During this second refugee period, Jerome expanded his training work to other West African countries, helping establish AWANA programs in Sierra Leone, Guinea, and other neighboring nations. In 2006, with peace finally returning to Liberia, Jerome came home to rebuild AWANA once again. He reinstituted the AWANA Games, Scholarship Camp, and Bible quiz competitions that had been dormant since the First Civil War. One of Jerome's greatest accomplishments was seamlessly transitioning Liberian clubs from the old AWANA handbook system to the new curriculum and materials, keeping the ministry relevant and effective. Under his leadership, AWANA expanded beyond Baptist churches to other Bible-believing denominations, significantly broadening its impact throughout Liberia. Jerome pioneered a partnership with Edify that brought AWANA from local churches into Christian schools across Liberia, multiplying its effectiveness in reaching children. To address logistical challenges, he introduced the local printing of AWANA handbooks by Liberian publishers and led the production of locally made game materials, reducing dependence on international shipping. Throughout this period, Jerome trained and mentored AWANA missionaries in Sierra Leone, Guinea, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, northern Ghana, Togo, and Benin, extending his influence far beyond Liberia's borders. While serving full-time with AWANA, Jerome also founded and led Crossroads Baptist Church, demonstrating his commitment to holistic ministry. Jerome involved his sons in the Training of Trainers program, introducing AWANA to new churches and ensuring ministry continuity for the next generation. His partnership with GRBC USA during AWANA's 50th anniversary created opportunities for Liberian pastors to visit America for conferences and fundraising, strengthening international ministry connections. During the challenging Ebola epidemic and COVID-19 pandemic, Jerome kept AWANA Ministries functioning through adaptation and innovation. In 2021, Rev Jerome Siakor suffered a deep personal loss with the death of his beloved wife and ministry partner, Cecilia Yarkpawolo Siakor, after a brief illness. Cecilia had not only been the loving and caring mother of their 3 children, but also the backbone of the AWANA ministry. She had stood with Jerome through better and worse, riches and poverty, sickness and health, through the valley and on the mountains. Affectionately called Masi, her impact has been far-reaching beyond the AWANA ministry to training vulnerable girls in livelihood skills. Cecilia's versatility was shown in the world-class cakes she used to bake and decorate, tie and dye, soap making, sewing, and more. Her example has been an inspiration to her children and countless other lives she impacted in her time on earth. She lives on in their lives she has touched through the years. Even in his final weeks as a full-time missionary, Jerome established a partnership between AWANA and the Liberian Inland Mission, bringing the program to their 126 churches and 26 schools nationwide. In February 2025, after more than 40 years of faithful service, Rev Jerome T Siakor retired from his role as an AWANA missionary. His legacy includes thousands of children reached with the gospel, hundreds of churches equipped with effective children's ministry, and dozens of missionaries trained across West Africa. Though he has retired from his official position, Jerome's impact continues through the countless lives he touched and leaders he mentored. We thank God for his faithful service and the remarkable way he persevered through war, displacement, and hardship to bring Christ's love to children across Liberia and beyond. Thank you, Jerome, for allowing God to use you so effectively in his vineyard. We pray for God's blessings on the next chapter of your life.